are headed to Monroe, New York, where we have been acquired to do a 109-ton soil remediation. So we're loading all up. We're bringing all of our metal plates, ground protecting mats. We're loading up the 80 today. That's our 20,000 pound excavator with a 16-foot reach, because we're going to be loading out into triaxles. So today we'll meet with the homeowner, we'll assess the situation, go over the scope of work with her, get everything set in place. I think we have our first triaxle showing up at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So we'll move the 40 out of the way. We'll warm up the 80. We just actually greased that all last Friday. Checked the fluids. Mike's checking the fluids in the truck. And we begin. This is a 5-day remediation, over 100 tons in Monroe, New York. Okay, we've arrived. Got everyone's car in the way. This depression right here is where a previous environmental tank company did their removal. Homeowner did not want to go with them. So we've been hired to complete this remediation. So we're gonna have to remove these rocks. We'll excavate, cast it over. We're gonna stockpile right here and then load out. And the work begins. Well, we're trying to get the homeowners up so they can move their vehicles. Well, we've got a couple of trucks out here on the road. right, we have completed our first day of digging. So we removed the overburden. Wasn't a lot. The groundwater rising and falling purged and pushed all that contaminated soil up, so wasn't a lot of good stuff here to save. We've got about 32 tons stockpiled here. Once we got to the bottom of where the tank was, I got readings of 631. We've excavated this, I guess, a little over 30 tons. We'll see tomorrow. And I got readings of 481. So probably 90 tons or so. We'll get this out of here. I'm gonna safety fence this. Fasten that AC unit just in case we get a little rain, it doesn't fall in. Got the rocks put off to the side and try to jigsaw puzzle that back together. I'm gonna cover this all with plastic, safety fence, call it a day. Back tomorrow to load out. So we just loaded out probably 30 tons. I'll find out exactly the number when the facility receives the soil in about an hour and a half. Just dug up another 30 tons. So now we're beginning to screen the bottom and 4 side walls to know when we're stopping and where we can take our posts. So with regards to this side wall, it's got a reading of 31, which that'll pass. That side wall is a little bit higher, but I'm not going to get any closer to the foundation. The DEC understands that. I have about, I think it was 92 as far as the bottom goes. That's our only issue. That side wall right there is still in the 300s. We're going to trace that back and follow it. A little bit of contamination here, not much, but looks like it's cleaning up, and it looks like probably one more load, which will give us right around the 90 tons. We'll pad that in a little bit and see if we've got any oil residue or sheen on it. It looks like it does, but it could be just organics. And this thing is buttoning up a little bit quicker than we expected. So the carrier is State Farm here. And initially, I think the homeowner got a denial on the project, so we did an age date on it again to try to determine the age of the release. It came in at 19 years, so with that information, I assumed this would be a fairly bad one. But at 90 tons, considering it's been leaking for 19 years, is actually not too bad. So Craig's got the bag, and we'll take a sample of that one side wall and see what the reading is. So it looks like that's getting up to 134. So that needs a little bit more remediation. This is the PID meter. It sniffs the volatility of hydrocarbons. That's the chemical base of fuel oil. That determines when we stop digging and take our sample. padded that water. No oil, no sheen. This is our second truck we're loading out now. Yesterday's was 27.27 tons. It's off by 2 tons, not bad. The amount of soil that gets loaded out or trucked out, it's all based on the independent driver, on how heavy he wants to run. Believe it or not, 22 tons is right at the limit. But most of these guys make their money based on the amount of weight that they bring. So we'll always have 35 tons ready to be loaded out. If need be, anything smaller than that, we'll bring with our own trucks. It's just, believe it or not, it's more cost effective to hire these guys. And it's quicker. So it's about another 21 tons here. So this thing's coming in at about 80 tons. Everything's good down here now. I took the bottom sample yesterday. It's too wet right now to take a post-excavation analysis. So we're gonna jump down in there and grab our 4 sidewalls. We'll load out this tomorrow, and then we'll start backfilling. Once that's completed, we'll figure out how to put this puzzle back together. Okay, we are finishing up here. Last day, everything's compacted, samples are good. Topsoil, we put these all back perfectly, I might say, boys. Nice work. And that's a finished job. Another fine job by Tank Masters Environmental.